My stepmom refused to let me say goodbye to my dad at his funeral. A week later, she blocked me again, this time at the will reading. "This meeting is only for heirs," she said with a smug smile. I didn't argue. I simply handed the lawyer a sealed document. The moment he opened it and began reading, her confidence vanished and her smile collapsed instantly. Have you ever stood in a room that smells of lemon polish, stale coffee, and expensive leather, watching the person who systematically dismantled your life smirk at you from across a mahogany table and felt not anger, but a cold, heavy certainty that the ground was about to open up beneath their feet? That specific, weighted silence is the feeling that defined the end of my war with Linda. A silence that fell over the lawyer's conference room the moment she told me I didn't belong there. A silence I had been waiting for, ever since she first stepped into my father's life and began erasing me from it one painful inch at a time. I stood in the doorway of the firm's office, my hand gripping the envelope in my jacket pocket so tightly that the edges were digging into my palm, listening to her dismiss me with the casual cruelty of someone who believes they have already won the lottery. She looked at the lawyer, a man named Mr. Sterling, who had been hired only 6 months ago to replace the family attorney we had used for decades. And then she looked at me with eyes that were hard and bright like glass beads, telling me that this meeting was for heirs only and that my presence was an embarrassing intrusion on her grief. I didn't scream and I didn't argue because I knew that the piece of paper in my pocket was not just a document, but a bomb that was rigged to blow apart the facade she had spent 5 years constructing. To understand why I didn't turn around and leave, to understand the sheer magnitude of the vindication that was about to occur, you have to understand the man my father was before Linda and the ghost he became after her. My father, Thomas, was a man of quiet strength and deep, abiding loyalty. A man who built a construction empire from a single pickup truck and a box of tools, but who never forgot the feeling of calluses on his hands. We were a team, him and I, especially after my mother passed away when I was 12. He was my anchor, teaching me how to read blueprints, how to fish in the quiet dawn of the lake behind our house, and how to treat people with a dignity that had nothing to do with their bank account. I grew up believing that our bond was immutable, that no matter what happened in the world, the two of us were a fortress that couldn't be breached. But I didn't account for the vulnerability that comes with loneliness, the specific kind of hollow ache that a man in his 60s feels when the house is too quiet and the evenings stretch on too long. An ache that Linda spotted with the predatory precision of a hawk spotting a field mouse in high grass. She came into his life as a design consultant for an office project he was renovating, a woman 15 years his junior with a perfectly curated smile and a talent for mirroring exactly what he wanted to hear. The isolation she engineered didn't happen all at once, because true manipulation is a slow-acting poison that you don't taste until it's already in your bloodstream. At first, Linda was charming, bringing gifts, organizing dinners, and seemingly encouraging my relationship with Dad, telling me how much he talked about me, how proud he was, acting the part of the supportive partner who just wanted to add to our happiness. But slowly, the narrative began to shift. Subtle comments dropped over Sunday dinners about how tired Dad looked, how much stress I was causing him with my demands on his time, even though all I wanted was to watch a football game with him. She started intercepting my calls, picking up his cell phone with a breathless apology that he was napping, or in a meeting, or just needed some quiet time, until the daily conversations we had shared for 20 years dwindled to weekly, stilted check-ins where I could hear her breathing in the background, auditing his words. The escalation into full-blown estrangement coincided with his diagnosis, an aggressive form of lung cancer that hit us with the force of a freight train, shattering the fragile peace we had maintained. I remember the day he told me. Full story on channel link below.